All right, we're going to talk about 3 ways to navigate holidays and parties while on a fat loss journey today. Now, I'm hoping this gets out in time because it is currently July 3rd, and I'm trying to put it out there for anybody who might be stressing for 4th of July or if they have crazy stuff over the summer going on, like a lot of parties and things like that. So, if you're on a fat loss journey, this will help out a ton. And even if you're not on a fat loss journey and you just want some strategies to kind of keep keep you from going overboard and binging your face off and feeling bad about it the next day, then these can help a lot too. All right. So, strategy number one is guesstimating your calories. So, let's say you have a calorie budget, you're putting everything in MyFitnessPal or Chronometer or whatever, and you're like, okay, I can't be perfect. How the heck am I going to do this? Well, when it comes to guesstimating, it's not going to be super accurate, but it's going to help you make better decisions. Are your numbers going to be perfect? No. That's impossible when you're in a situation like that. And that's totally okay because tracking your calories or tracking your food in general is beneficial for a lot of reasons that don't involve the numbers. For example, you will make better decisions. If you have your phone out and if you're telling yourself, I am going to put every single thing down, then you're not going to put down that you ate half of the queso or the fact that you had 3 or 4 slices of cake or that you had 8 beers. Okay. That just doesn't normally happen. Usually, one, you just don't put any of that stuff in and you're like, I'm not tracking today. Or two, you do put it down and you end up consuming way less calories. So it'll help keep you in check. It'll keep you in the ballpark and it'll minimize any damage. For anybody who is listening on the podcast and not seeing the video, that had air quotes. um, Strategy number two, we have the one plate rule. So, the one plate rule basically is that you get one standard size plate to eat whatever the heck you want. You can enjoy yourself, but you just got to stick to that one plate. Okay, this means no stacking food. So that doesn't mean just make Mount Vesuvius on your plate and say, oh, well, it counts. No, we don't do that. And no going back for seconds. So make the most of your one plate. And for anybody seeing this right now, depending on where you're at or what you have access to as far as plate size, if you're at a barbecue or something like that and you have those little Dixie plates, then they're probably going to be like how you see here, the European version that are 9 inches that are your average size. Now, in North America, when you have a dinner plate, say you're going to someone's house for dinner or something like that, it's going to be closer to 11 inches. And then in the restaurants, when they're trying to give you a little bit more food, most restaurants have about 13-inch plates. So if you can stay between that 9 to 13-inch mark, then you're good. Now, anybody hearing this, please, for the love of God, do not take a ruler to your barbecue or to the restaurant or whatever and say, okay, it's 11.2 inches. Okay, I'm good. Please don't do that. We all know what a standard size plate looks like. So use your judgment and adjust accordingly. And if you do end up doing that, tell everybody that I did not tell you to do that, please. And if you are going to use this method, bonus points if you get PFC on the plate. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, PFC is one of the core things that we work on in the Fit 40 nutrition program, which is protein, fiber, and color. Now, if you can get this on the plate, more times than not, you're going to feel freaking amazing. You're going to feel very, very full, and the calories are going to be in check. So, if you can get protein. So let's say you're going to the 4th of July and it's burgers and dogs. Okay. You're not going full Joey Chestnut. We're not eating 60 dogs, but you're able to have 1 or 2 on the plate. That's awesome. That counts because it is protein. Now, obviously, the leaner, the better, but I'm not putting hard rules on this as far as what types of protein, as long as it is a protein source like a meat or a I'm trying to think of anything else like a protein shake, anything like that. If you have access to it, like if somebody brings like protein snacks or something, cool. But in most cases, it's going to be meat. Or if you're vegetarian, tofu or tempeh or anything like that. And then there's fiber. So if you're going to have say a bun on a burger, if there's an option for whole wheat buns, then choose that one. That's more fibrous than a regular potato bun, which is great. Now, if you don't have that option, no biggie. Do your best with whatever situation you're in. And then color. So again, I'll use the burger because it's a really simple example. So instead of having just a cheeseburger, put some lettuce, tomato, onion on there. That counts as vegetables. You're getting micronutrients from those vegetables. Does it seem like nothing? Yeah, it seems like nothing, but it's better than putting nothing at all on the burger and just having it as is. Some veggies are always going to be better than no veggies at all. And then if there's like some fruit to pick on or anything like that, you can throw some on the plate and have some grapes or apple slices or whatever, and that would count as well. And if you can do that, you're going to feel really, really good, assuming you don't go overboard on the drinks. Okay. Now, number three is just don't miss twice. Okay. So let's say you don't want to do any of that and you just want to have a day. That is fine. Okay. It's okay to have the occasional day where you just say, screw it. I'm going to drink and eat whatever the heck I want. And that's totally fine. Okay, because if we're doing the math here, okay, there's 11 US federal holidays. Okay. If you're in other countries, like you could do the math and see how many. It's usually not that many where it's like, I don't know, in the hundreds. Okay. So even if you say celebrated 20 days out of the year, say your religion plus all of your social interactions and birthdays and all that equate to about 20 days out of the year where you eat a little bit more than normal, you drink a little bit more than normal, that would still leave you with 345 days. And if you are able to stick to your plan for 345 days out of the year, you're still 94% adherent to the plan, which is more than enough for most people to see incredible changes in their body and get incredible results. Now, for most people, they only have to be at like that 80% mark. So let's say you doubled that, like you had 40 days out of the year that you were not able to stick to your plan. Fine. 40 days. If my mental math is correct here, that would be another 6%. So you would be 88% adherent. So the key here is not to let the days prior and the days after mess you up, because it's the days leading up and the ones afterwards that make the biggest difference. If you want to have yourself a day, have a day, but get back on the plan as soon as possible, because it's those days after where it's like, oh, I feel so guilty that I ate so much or drank so much. Oh, I feel like crap about myself. I'm so off the wagon. And then that pity party leads to weeks or even months or even years of saying, screw it. Now, if you nip that in the bud and cut the bullshit and say, okay, I had my day, I'm back on my plan, you will be fine. Now, some other helpful strategies. I just kind of went off and thought of all the random stuff I've done over the years that has helped me out and clients out. So take these too if you want to use them. So, first is limit your booze to one or two drinks. Now, I know some people listening are like, okay. Now, I'm usually one of those people. I tend to drink a little bit more. But if you are that type of person who likes to drink a little bit more, space out the drinks with water. This is going to decrease the amount that you drink. It's going to make you feel a hell of a lot better the next day. And it's going to reduce the amount of overall calories that you're consuming. Don't hang out by the food. I know I am super guilty of this every single time. Somehow, the people I want to talk to are always sitting by the charcuterie board, by the shrimp cocktail, by the nachos, like those apps that everybody kind of picks at the beginning when everybody starts showing up. I'm a fiend for potato chips too, and the dips. Oh, I'm getting very hungry just talking about this, and I apologize if I'm doing the same to you guys, but it's very tempting to just grab one, grab another, grab another. And then that if you were to track all that, it's going to add up to hundreds, if not thousands of calories. So if you're hanging out with people, just try to get away from the food so it's out of arm's reach, and that'll help you a lot too. Staying active if possible. We actually had a pool party before we left New Jersey to come to North Carolina. My girlfriend got invited by one of her friends before everybody was moving, and we were at a pool at the girl's house. And I decided, hey, I'm going to go in the pool. I'm just going to hang in the tube and just chill. And I realized, I'm like, hey, I'm in this pool and I really can't have access to all the food that's like maybe 10 feet away from me. I'm like, this is a great strategy. Just hang out in the pool the entire time. This is cool. This is great. So if you have the ability to do that, or if there's games that are being played like cornhole or spike ball, anything like that, that's fun, have at it, because it's one way to distract you from the food and not have to think about it for the entirety of the event that you're at. Eat normally beforehand. Do not go in there hungry. It's kind of like don't go grocery shopping hungry, because if you show up hungry, you're gonna be ravenous. You're gonna make decisions you otherwise wouldn't. And you are going to end up eating more calories overall if you starve yourself and then show up hungry than if you just ate normally throughout the entire day. Because if you can have, say, a 500 calorie breakfast, a 500 calorie lunch, and then you show up and have your one plate and a couple of drinks, you'll have maybe 1,000, maybe 500 calories. So you're going to be in that 2,000 range. Now, let's say you eat nothing going into it and you're like, all right, I haven't eaten anything. I'm going to have myself some chips and dip. Okay, cool. That's a few hundred calories. Then you're going to have a burger, some dogs, and you're going to have the cheese on top. You're going to have maybe a one or two extra. That's another few hundred calories, if not 1,000 calories. And you're like, well, I didn't eat anything. So you're going to have some dessert and you're going to have another plate of that, which is going to be another few hundred, maybe 1,000 calories. And then you're like, well, I didn't eat anything, so I'm going to have an extra drink or two. And you kind of justify it over and over and over again, where you're like, well, I didn't really eat anything, so I'm going to have a little bit more. And at the end of the day, you're probably going to end up eating 25, maybe 2,500, maybe 3,000 calories, as opposed to the 2,000 if you just ate normally and you didn't come in ravenous. Um, and then avoiding drama if possible. This is a tough one because we all have those friends or family members that just always have something to talk about, or they always bring the drama, or they always start shit. Okay. If you can avoid those people or just limit your time with them, try to, because anytime we are experiencing stress, we're more likely to reach for the food. It's just, for some of us, that's the deal. I know some people get stressed and they just don't want to eat. Some of us, like myself, go right for the food. It's like, okay, I need something to distract me from this. I don't want to feel this way, and I'm going to go for the food. So let's avoid those types of people or limit the time if possible. And then last but not least is go in having a mindful discussion with yourself, whether that's on the drive over. If you have a minute, just 1 minute, just talk to yourself internally and be like, okay, we're going in, we're going to have a fun time. We're not going to limit ourselves, but we're not going to go crazy. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to feel good tomorrow, and we're going to get right back on the plan. And just having that brief moment of just awareness and mindfulness of just saying, this is what we're going to do, increases the likelihood of it actually happening, rather than going in saying, I'm going to do my best. Not sure how, but I'm going to do my best. Okay. So give that a try and let's see if it works, and let me know how it worked for you. So if you're in the Fit 40 family and you see this, comment on it and let me know, hey, it worked or it didn't. And I would love to hear. And if you are not in the Fit 40 family, what the heck are you doing? Get your butt in there. It's totally free. We have daily tips, weekly trainings just like this, and monthly challenges. Speaking of which, we're actually going to be doing a monthly challenge starting this upcoming Monday, which is July 8th. And sign up is going on until midnight, July 7th. So the Sunday right before. This is a challenge. Every single month, I put a poll up and I'm like, hey guys, what do we want this next month's challenge to be? And the overwhelming vote was workouts. So I created a welcome packet for everybody that signs up that has pretty much every single workout I've ever created, put out there, that you can access. And the goal is to get a workout or some sort of daily activity every single day. Now, we're not going to be, it's going to say it real clear in that welcome packet. The goal is not to beat yourself up for 14 days and go pedal to the metal and kill yourself. No, we're going to do this the smart way, in a way that makes you actually feel good. So you're going to do a strength workout and then walk the next day, or some light activity like restorative yoga or something like that. You'll see it in the welcome package. You'll see it. And along with all of that, you'll have a supportive community. This group is active. It's not one of those Facebook groups where you go in and you're like, damn, nobody's posted in like a month. No, every time we run one of these challenges, it lights up with posts. It's incredible. And the ladies are so inspiring and so motivating and supportive. So you will have a lot of people in your corner, and everyone wins a prize this time around. I made sure everybody does. It's again in the welcome packet. So if you're a fan of winning prizes, getting yourself in shape, especially if you haven't been working out for a while and you need that kick in the butt, this is for you. I'll make sure to put the link to join in the show notes, and it's also going to be in the Fit 40 family, and we're going to be doing it in the Fit 40 family. So get your butt in there And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all same time, same place next week. Later.